Just jumping in to announce that my comic Cryptid Lake is finally out. It's available in both Tapas and Webtoon. On Tapas, pages update on Monday and Wednesdays, and on Webtoon they update on Wednesdays every 2 weeks. Thank you so much for your support, and now onto the video. Hello everyone, long time no see. As you might know, this year I'm taking my master's in interactive media, meaning that I don't have too much time on my hands. This means that posting regularly on YouTube has become a challenge, but I'll still try my best. A while back I made a video where I took Miraculous Ladybug characters and redesigned them as if they were part of a traditional 90s, early 2000s magical girl anime. And you guys loved it, so why not do it again? This time with the most requested characters. Feel free to request more characters, I'm open to making a part 3. Also, don't feel like you only have to choose superheroes, feel free to suggest acclimatized versions as well. Someone commented that as a possibility and it sounded really fun, so please tell me if you're interested in it. And now, without further ado, let's get to it. Let's begin with Kagami. Kagami was requested quite a bit, actually more than I thought she would be. Like I mentioned in my last Miraculous video, I'm actually not caught up to date with the newer episodes. I'm not sure when I stopped regularly watching the show, but I'm guessing around season 2 or early season 3. I still keep tabs on the show and new plot points, but I haven't regularly watched in a while. So I got to Kagami's introduction, I just didn't see how her arc developed. Still, I think Kagami is a pretty interesting character because it's pretty clear what they wanted her to be. They wanted Kagami to be an actual love rival to Marinette. In other shows, I'd say that Kagami and Chloe would be the same character since they sort of fulfill the same role of a girl that, let's say, lives in the same world as the main love interest and is very much in love with him. However, I believe the showrunners never saw Chloe as an actual threat to Marinette. Heck, every time we see Adrien and Chloe together, it seems like Adrien really doesn't like Chloe. In that way, having Kagami was a pretty good idea. Kagami was also meant to be Marinette's mirrored counterpart. Both girls have dark blue hair, both have round faces, similar physical structures, and both are of Asian ancestry, although from different parts of Asia. Marinette is part Chinese, while Kagami is Japanese. Kagami literally translates to mirror, so I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for with her. In terms of personality, they are very different. Kagami is much more serious and uptight. This is due to her very strict upbringing, an upbringing very similar to Adrien's. You see, Kagami's mom and Adrien's dad are friends. Kagami and Adrien were raised in a very similar environment and share a lot of interests and extracurricular activities like fencing. Kagami has the dragon Kwami and as such has the power over 3 elements and a sword as a weapon. Her design is pretty cool, I think the outfit fits her pretty well, I love the symmetry in the outfit details, I love the hair pieces as well as the color palette. Her superhero design fits her character super well, one of the best superhero designs in the show in my opinion. Miraculous superhero designs are very traditionally sleek, but magical girl designs are notoriously extra, so in my version I gave her all the traditional magical girl landmarks like bows, lace, puffy skirts, and really cute accessories, while keeping some of her more interesting design aspects like the asymmetry and her color palette. Next up we have Luka. Luka is pretty cool. You see, Luka is meant to be Adrien's love rival / mirror counterpart. He is much cooler than Kagami and he's such a good person that sometimes you just sit there thinking, please Marinette, don't break Luka's heart. Like, I like Luka more than Adrien, to be completely honest, to a point where I think he didn't deserve to be part of the love triangle thing, simply because it was clear from the very beginning that he would not have a single chance of winning. His introduction was kinda weird, and that's mainly because they wanted Luka to be automatically closer to Marinette. They ended up doing it by making Luka Juleka's older brother, except they later changed it to twin brother. And this brings some more questions about his whereabouts in the earlier seasons, like, for example, if he's Juleka's twin, why haven't we seen him at school? And if he's at another school, why? Usually siblings go to the same school. Also, am I meant to believe that Marinette is best friends with Juleka and Juleka never mentioned her own twin? And am I meant to believe that Juleka never invited Marinette to her birthday parties that she shares with Luka for obvious reasons? I think it's more than clear that Luka was a late addition. To be honest, that's the only thing that bothers me, because aside from that, you look at his character, you look at his family, and all you can think is, of course, Juleka's brother is a poet/rocker. Also, we don't get to see the twins interact all that much. The show is much more interested in Marinette's melodrama. But when we see them interact, they are pretty sweet. Luka is the protective big brother type figure, and he clearly only wants the best for his sister, going out of his way to try and make Juleka more comfortable and confident about herself. His design is pretty neat, though the most interesting part about his superhero form is how he transforms. Like, Luka, you have no right to be slaying this heart. I think pairing him up with the Serpent Kwami was a great choice, especially since the show established that the Serpent Kwami is wise, and Luka seems to be wise beyond his years. Giving him a lyre as a weapon was also pretty genius. And they let him keep his awesome hair and earrings. I say this because Miraculous kinda has a tendency to cover male characters' hair when they transform, and that would have been an actual crime to do that to Luka. So in the 90s and early 2000s, magical boys were not super common, but like I mentioned in my last video, when we get magical boys, they usually fall under two categories. They either are designed like princes, or they follow the same design conventions as the magical girls. Since I designed Cat Noir as a prince type, I really wanted to give Luka the same design conventions as the girls. I don't think he would mind that too much, and he would still find a way to slay even when covered in bows and frills, so that's what I did, and it looks pretty great. I was actually really happy when I got to give him such a colorful color palette, because up until now, all the characters I have designed have a lot of black in their designs, which is not super common in magical girls. It's not unheard of course, but it is definitely peculiar to have most characters on the team wearing black and them not being the corrupted version of the team. And finally, we have Juleka. Juleka was also requested quite a bit, and I was really happy to fulfill the request. You guys know I love shy and quiet characters, so Juleka was right up my alley. Juleka is not usually the main focus of episodes, but when she is, they definitely have a lot of fun with her. Juleka is one of Marinette's best friends, as well as Luka's younger twin sister. She doesn't have much story importance, especially when compared with her brother and Kagami, but she's still a pretty interesting character. She's always portrayed as a shy and quiet girl, often seen alongside her best friend Rose. Juleka is the only one Rose told about her sickness, so that right there shows a level of trust that is very meaningful. Especially in the beginning, Juleka was shown to only talk freely and act more comfortably and naturally with Rose as well. They're inseparable, so much so that the show has hinted, in my opinion, to a potential relationship between the two. If they go through with that, it would be pretty neat. You really can't talk about Juleka without mentioning Rose, and vice versa, they are that close. I love how in the beginning of the series Juleka barely speaks, and when she does, she just kinda mumbles. But then as the series goes on, she becomes a much more active character in the plot. She gains confidence and starts to speak more, and all this is the perfect setup to give her the Tiger Miraculous. When they gave her the Miraculous, I'm going to be honest, it's probably one of the best setups that they could have made. Little shy and quiet Juleka turning into a confident and strong Tigress is amazing to see. They also ended up giving her an amazing design that shows her newfound confidence perfectly. Like, they decided to have her hair out of her face in her transformed version, and that alone makes a huge difference on how you perceive her. It's amazing. When designing her magical girl form, I unfortunately had to go back to using darker colors, but she ended up looking so good that I really don't mind. To be honest, this is my favorite Miraculous design I've done thus far. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you liked the video. If you want to see more stuff from me, I'm also on Instagram and Twitter at momopurin_chan, on Kara at momopurin, and on Blue Sky at momopurin-chan. Thank you so much, and until next time, bye!